Here are tips to increase your confidence as a man or woman, not only in approaching the opposite gender, but also in negotiating deals and in overall to be a better human than you are now. So kindly like, comment, and subscribe for more psychology-related topics to help you improve your social interactions. Tip 1. Practice power poses. One of the deepest ways to increase confidence is to connect to your inner power. All of us have strength within us, but when we're feeling low, it can be difficult to remember it's there. Consider developing your own personal power pose and breathing deeply to reconnect to your strong core. Your pose can be a yoga pose. Warrior is an especially empowering one, standing with your hands on your hips and your feet shoulder-width apart, or standing with your head held high and your back straight. The important thing is that your pose achieves the goals of awakening your inner strength and carrying that strength and confidence into every interaction. In general, the high power poses are open and relaxed, while the low power poses are closed and guarded. If you're aware of it, body language is easy to adjust throughout your day. But if you're anything like me, you'll get busy with other tasks and completely forget to check your body language. Because of this, I found it most useful to insert a high power pose into my morning routine for 2 or 3 minutes, and then move on with the rest of my life. Tip 2. Looks do matter. When the subject of confidence arises, a lot of people are quick to declare that looks don't matter and that nobody cares about your appearance half as much as you do. Perhaps that's true, but I disagree when people say that looks don't matter at all. What other people think about the way you look doesn't matter, but the way that you think about the way you look does. If you wake up every morning with messy hair and clothes that you don't like, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to feel good about yourself. Everything changed for me when I realized that, in contrast to what everybody tells you, looks do matter a little bit. They matter because they influence the way you think about yourself, and confidence happens when you start to think about yourself positively. Around 2021, I saved up the money I was earning from selling snacks in school and went out and bought a load of new clothes that represented me. I got a haircut, started looking after my skin, and decided to focus on improving my health by sleeping better and eating more healthily. The results of those changes were profound. I'd never felt better. Now, I'm not suggesting that designer clothes and porcelain skin are critical components of self-confidence. Not at all. All I'm saying is that for me, the way I looked was getting me down a lot, so I did what I could to change that. The key is to find your style. Find what sort of look represents you and the way you behave. Perhaps it's sharp and suave. Maybe it's ripped jeans and baggy t-shirts. Whatever your thing is, if you start dressing how you want to dress, you'll feel better for it. You can also try joining a gym if you have a high body fat percentage, or changing your diet if you're below or above your desired body shape. Eating well and exercising boosts endorphins, the body's natural opiates, which make you feel good on the inside and stimulates a more positive mood. When you exercise, you'll ease stress and feel better about yourself. Having a cheesy dance in your bedroom or going for a jog around the block are great ways to boost your self-esteem. Tip 3. Overcoming fear. Lack of confidence is sometimes caused by fear. We're scared of things like embarrassment, rejection, and failure, and so we avoid situations in which those things might happen. The single best thing I ever did for my confidence was to confront that fear head-on by exposing myself to potentially embarrassing situations. I remember it well. So, in the video, the YouTuber went and lay down in a busy place and winced as a lot of people kept looking at him weirdly before getting back up and going about his day. The way he describes it is that, during the first 30 seconds, he was terrified, sweaty, shaky palms, and all that. After a while, though, that anxiety started to subside. Before long, he felt totally relaxed and couldn't care less about the people staring at him strangely. What happened? He desensitized himself to rejection. In the same way that repeated exposure to violence makes us less sensitive to it, so too does repeat exposure to social rejection. At first, that rejection is the worst thing imaginable, but those feelings can't last. Once they fade, our mind starts to realize that, actually, there's nothing to be afraid of, and over time we stop associating rejection with fear, but with relaxation. So, after seeing the video and making sure I left a like and comment, guess what I did? I went to a busy supermarket, lay down in the center of the aisle, and stayed there for 30 seconds. I quickly realized 2 things. 1. Rejection isn't a life or death situation. We can handle a few funny looks or giggles. It really wasn't all that bad. 2. People didn't care nearly as much as I thought they would. They just continued walking. So my advice to you, get used to rejection. Go out and do scary things more often. It doesn't have to be lying down on the floor in public. It might just be making small talk with cashiers or wearing something a little flamboyant. Whatever it means to you, if you want to become confident, then one of the most important steps you need to make is to expose yourself to humiliation. Before long, you'll find that it isn't nearly as scary as you once thought. Tip 4. Make eye contact. For those who aren't sure how to be confident, making eye contact can be uncomfortable at first. But like changing your physiology, you need to just do it. Confidence will follow after you take the action. Connecting with people and showing confidence through eye contact is one of the quickest ways to exude confidence when you meet new people and can strengthen relationships long-term. Use the 80/20 rule of meeting someone's eyes 80% of the time and focusing on something else the other 20% so you don't appear too intense or make the other person uncomfortable. Tip 5. Live in the present. Confidence in relationships can be one of the most challenging areas. If you've been wronged in a previous relationship or your current one, it can be hard to let go of the past and forgive. We want to avoid pain and fulfill our need for certainty, but this prevents us from living in the present. Learn to appreciate what you have right now without worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow or what happened yesterday. Free your mind, be here now, and confidence will follow. Tip 6. You are not responsible for others' happiness. Know that you are responsible for your feelings and actions toward others. This helps your self-confidence in that you don't seek nor need the approval of others to know that you are good at what I do. If you do this, you will notice you will respect the constructive opinions of family and close friends, but needing to be liked by everyone will no longer be your goal. Tip 7. Improve your self-talk. Our words create our emotions, and our emotions create our world. If we're not feeling confident, it's a result of the stories we tell ourselves and the words we use to tell them. How do you talk to yourself in your own mind? The self-talk you use, otherwise known as your inner monologue, has an important effect on your confidence. Catch yourself when you are thinking negatively about your body, and replace the thought with something you like about yourself. Tip 8. Help someone out. This can be a friend, family member, or even a classmate who is struggling with their work, or having a tough time at school. You could give them some advice or just be there to listen to a problem. Our confidence is boosted when we do selfless things. Do one thing a week to help someone else without expecting anything in return. Tip 9. Surround yourself with people who make you feel good. Sometimes our friends don't make us feel good, and that's okay. You just need to spend your time with other people who appreciate and care about you more. This doesn't even need to be your friends, but they could be family members, online friends, or neighbors. And those friends who aren't helping your mood? Learn whether they are a toxic friend and think about trying to distance yourself from those people who make you feel bad about yourself. It can be a little tricky at first, but even if they're the most popular kid in school or the coolest person you know, it's really not worth hanging out with them if they make you feel rubbish. Otherwise, thanks for watching and subscribing.